All right, everybody, welcome to Raina Speaks. It's another Thursday at 8 p.m. Remember that we are the go-to show everywhere in the world. Raina Speaks for you. I hope you've had a good week, and I'm hoping that the weekend becomes better. God bless you, and thank you for joining us. My name is Raina of Raina Speaks. Welcome one more time. We want to continue our series on how to get hired. We've been talking about how to get hired, and we did the first part. Want to continue today and come up with the rest of the points as to how to get hired. Are you a graduate looking for a job? Are you somebody who already has a job, wants to get another job? Or you know somebody who wants to get a job? Or you are the recruiter? Whichever one you are, this is the topic for you, and we hope that you stay on so that you can learn the points and be blessed. Let me just go over what we did the last time on how to get hired. We spoke about 11 things. I'll just brush over them, and then we'll move straight into today's points. So the first one was that read through all the requirements of the job and be sure you have what they are looking for. Read through all the requirements of the job and be sure you have exactly what you're looking for. Number 2 was apply. You've got to apply. Now you've read, you've understood, you know they need you. So the second one was apply. A typed out application letter and a CV should be sent. Number 3 was, if the job is far away, call and find out if you can send your application by email or they would need you to be present. And there I said it would be a good idea for you to go there, because then you would know what kind of working environment you are expecting and whether you really still want to apply to that place. Number 4 was, make sure you find out as much as you can about the institution or organization. Number 5 was that you must dress formally for the interview. Don't show up in any funny looking clothing. Number 6 was that you knock before you enter. Number 7 was, do not sit until you are told to do so. Number 8 was have all your documents at hand, both the originals and the copies. Number 9 was have a balanced smile at all times. No forced smiles, no fake smiles, just a balanced smile. Number 10 was do your homework to be well versed and ready for questions in the area you applied for. And I buttressed it with 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15, which says, study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not to be ashamed. I've just cut it short. Number 11, and our final point for the first part of how to get hired, was use simple English so that you are understood by all and sundry. So those were the 11 points for the first part, and today we are going straight into the second part and the 12th point. The 12th point says, be respectful and use the right etiquette. Be respectful. You could refer, if you do not know who the for example, if you do not know who the panelists are, you could use a Mr., a Miss, a Mrs., whatever, or Sir or Madam. It's even the best, so that you don't mix the titles, because somebody could be a Mrs., you could be saying Miss, somebody could be a doctor, you could be saying Mr. So just to make sure that you are being respectful, you could say Sir, you could say Madam. Another right etiquette would be, if they asked you a question and you didn't hear it, than to say because somebody will say or make your face no. Say, pardon me, could you repeat the question, or could you repeat the statement? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Is it okay for you to repeat it for me? Kindly repeat what you said. I was unable to get what you said. These are the right etiquettes while you sit there being interviewed. Not no. Also, your posture is a sign of good etiquette. You should sit straight. Make sure your back is touching the chair. Do not slouch. Do not look like, all right, you guys, when are you finishing? Don't look tired. Don't look bored. Don't look stiff. Be relaxed. Sit up and smile. That is also good. That is also good etiquette. So be respectful and use the right etiquette. Sit well. If you're a lady, your knees should, your dress or skirt, well, we said skirt was preferably, but just in case you use a dress, should be below your knees, and you should have your legs crossed properly. If you're a gentleman, sit down and don't look like a gangster when you are sitting down and, you know, like, oh, okay, here, I don't come. Wait, no, not that. Be respectful, sit with your legs slightly apart, and don't look proud, look very ready. There's a difference. Look well put together, but not arrogant. So that's point number 12. Point number 13 is keep your phone out of sight. I don't know how to emphasize this. Keep your phone out of sight. I interviewed a guy who kept looking at his phone. At a point, he actually said he needed to answer a call, and so excused himself from the interview to go and answer the call. And as bizarre as it sounds, it did happen during an interview that I was part of. Keep your phone out of sight. You are not going to be in the interview room the whole day. So I think that you can keep, we shouldn't see your phone. We shouldn't hear your phone. Put it on silent. Do not put it on vibration. That's irritating as well. Put it on silent. If you feel it will disturb you, simply put it off for the period that you are inside the interview room. There is nothing more important that at that time during the interview that you should stop an interview to go and receive a call or to go and look at a message or to pick it up and be looking at the message. There were times when we were interviewing the guy that we needed to consult among each other. Immediately he saw that we were consulting among each other, he would bring out the phone and begin to press it. And that is a disqualification on its own. You don't need any further interviews. His interview ended soon after that, because if you could not even get the time to be off your phone for just 30 to 45 minutes, when we give you the job, will you be able, where you are supervising yourself, will you be able to stay off your phone to do the work that you have been given? In that room and in that attitude, we assume no, he would not be able to. And so we refuse to hire that person. So keep your phone out of sight, and not just in interview rooms. There are many other places, but for the purposes of how to get hired, keep your phone away. The next one is tell the truth. Point number 14 is that you should tell the truth. Some of us seem to say things that we know we are not capable of doing. Works with little or no supervision is a lie that many CEOs have heard. It is a line that people have just learned to write in their applications with no intentions of fulfilling that line. I don't know if you understand. So it is like works with little or no supervision. Once we take you on the job, however, we realize you need a lot of supervision to do the work that you have applied for and we thought you qualified for and would be able to do on your own. Now you need us to be constantly on you, doing appraisals, doing assessments, making sure that you can do what you said you could do. So tell the truth when you are an interview. If you are a fresh graduate, let them know that you know a lot of the theory, but you have not yet done practicality with what you know, and you would like to be given the opportunity to do the practicals where you are. But don't say, when I finished SHS, I went to do some work somewhere and it was directly with what you said I should come and do. Then when we give it to you, even the basics that you should know from where you are saying you are coming from, you were unable to do it. Do not project yourself out to the interviewers or interviewer that I'm over capable of doing what you say I should do. And that will be seen in your body language, that will be seen in the words you speak, and in the way you behave, and the information you give out. So tell the truth. This I can do, but this I am not too conversant with. This I am not too good at, but I am willing to learn. Open up and let them know the truth about your position, so that when they are finally deciding to enroll you or take you on, they are taking you on based on this information you've given them. They will not expect too much. They will not think that they've taken the wrong person, and they would also be willing to train you. So tell the truth when you go for interviews. Number 15 is stop trying your human rights speech there. Some people come for interviews and want to prove that, well, I have a right to be here. I have a right to say it how I want. This is the color of the hair that I want to use. And you cannot say no. Please. I think I said it in the first part, if I remember. Since you want to do your own thing, the best thing for you to do is to start your own company. To start your own company and represent yourself. But once you are going to any institution and any company, there are requirements for them. There are things they expect to see There are things they don't expect to see. So don't now come and prove that you are the latest human rights clauses and laws, and that is where you are coming to show all your feminism, all your masculinity. That's where you are going to show everything you know, just to prove that I know what I'm doing and I'm just doing it. No, not in the interview room. So that's not where we go and give speeches of self there. No. All right. Number 16 is also another thing that seems to, I seem to wonder a bit. It says, if asked for a salary range, please give one. If your interviewers ask you, so what is the salary range you are looking at? When you are a fresh graduate, you should have taken time to do your investigation and find out what the margins are for fresh graduates. If you are somebody who has worked for some time, you should also find out what the margins are for those. But don't say, oh, anything you give me, I'm fine with it. Or what is the company willing to give me? Those are wrong answers. They've asked you for a range. So start from the least you think you are ready to accept and the most that you think you are ready to accept. Give them that gap in there. It's a wide range so that they can pick from any place and you would still be comfortable and you would still have your money's worth. So don't try to be modest and say, oh, anything you give me, I'll take. What can the company afford? We can afford 50 Ghana cedis. I mean, every company would like to pay everybody a little to be able for them to work effectively and to grow the company. But don't do that. Don't make it look like you don't know what you are worth. Always say what your salary range is and what you think you are worth and should be given to you. Some people think that when they talk about their salary ranges, it will discourage the interviewers or the organization from taking them on, but it does not. It actually makes them know you know your worth and you know what range you are willing to work in. It also means that you know that if I quote this amount, it means I'm willing to put in the work to show this amount of money that I'm being given. Number 17 is, if asked many questions at a time, address them one by one. So let's say you have 3 or 4 people on the interview panel, and at a goal, all of them suddenly say, oh, I want to ask a question. Or one asks a question, immediately that person finishes asking the question, the next person puts in their question, the next person puts in their question. You can easily get confused. But what you need to do is, so sir, on my right, you asked whether blah blah blah, and you look at the person. Look at the person when you're doing that. Say, sir, you asked about this. I would like to answer. This is that. Then, madam, you also asked about this, that. And then you also asked. Anybody you've forgotten the question, remember I said you can politely ask that. Please, could you kindly remind me of what you asked? Could you please repeat the question? And we're moving forward. So don't get confused when all of them ask you questions at the same time. Just make sure that you have answered each of them and you have politely referred to them as well. Number 18 is, don't look at your watch. Don't look at your watch. I mean, you look like you are in a hurry to leave the interview for the job that you yourself you are looking for. So don't look at your watch at all. Under any circumstance, don't look at your watch. Just don't, I mean, there's nothing to talk about that. Just don't look at your watch. Don't make it look like you are in a hurry to leave. Don't make it look like they are wasting your time. Sometimes when panelists or interviewers are consulting each other, you find some of the candidates looking at their time. It's like, all right, when are you people going to be done? You said 30 minutes and we've been here for 45 and you are not finishing. No, don't look at your watch. It's wrong. Don't look at your watch. All right. Number 19 says, watch your tone and voice and language. Watch your tone and voice and language. It is very important. The youth today seem to be very comfortable with using nah, yeah, nah, yeah. It's impolite. It is impolite. Don't use nah and yeah at an interview. That is language that is not acceptable. And these are the very little things that are the thin lines between getting a job and not getting a job. Yeah is unacceptable. Nah is unacceptable. Yes and no are acceptable. Watch your tone, watch your voice, so that it doesn't seem like you are shouting or that your voice doesn't seem overbearing or arrogant, but that you are within use your inside voice that makes them know that you are just being normal. Your voice is normal. You're just trying to answer their questions. If we ask the question like, so, what are your weaknesses? I really don't have any weaknesses. Your voice, your tone, your body language was just wrong. I really don't have any weaknesses. First of all, everybody has weaknesses, and then you put it out there like that again, makes you look arrogant. You could rather put it in a better way. Thank you for the question. I'm sure I have a lot of weaknesses. I am yet to really locate them, and thank you for drawing my attention. I intend to work on knowing what my weaknesses are so that I will work on them to become a better person. That is more humble. That is more hearable than I don't think I have any weaknesses. I don't think I have any weaknesses. Not everybody has weaknesses, so I'm not one of those who has weaknesses. No. Tone is wrong, voice is wrong, and body language is completely wrong. So what's your tone, what's your voice, what's your language as well. Number 20 says, stop saying this phrase. A lot of us used to say this phrase, and some still do. Stop saying this phrase. I see this as a place to grow and improve. I see this as a place to grow and improve. It's a company, not a school. So rather tell them how you will impart and add on by coming on board. Any company taking you is seeking what you can offer. Is seeking what you bring to them. What you bring to the table. That's what they are looking for. So to know that now they also have to give you something for a job that you have not yet started. I mean, they may not say it, but most would not want to hear. I see this as a place to improve upon my skills and grow. It's not a school. It's a company. We need you to come and work, not to grow and improve. And so even though you may be growing and improving there, it is not at the interview that you let them know. No. To let them know rather that you are ready to impart and to learn anything that would make your job that you are coming to do there better. That sounds better. Number 21 is something I have heard so often now that at this point, when I just ask the question, I'm like, this is what I'm expecting the person to say. It says that, stop saying this when you are asked for your weakness. I don't like being rebuked or corrected in public. I don't like being rebuked or corrected in public. Stop saying that. I don't know why it doesn't sound right, but it's not right. And then my question always to them is that, when you make a blunder, when you make a mistake, will it be in public or in private? And you see, we normally don't like to hear these things, but it's the truth. If I'm running my company and because of your lack of decorum or your whatever you've done in public has cost me my clients, and you are telling that in spite of that, every time you do that, I should call you in private to say it, you are telling me that you are not coming to help the company. You are simply coming for yourself. Another phrase that I have frequently heard, and I'm sure most CEOs or companies and employing people have heard, another one of those phrases is, I won't be comfortable in a place where my suggestions are not taken. Why should your suggestions be taken? No company is obliged to take the suggestions of their employees, and this is an unpopular opinion. No company is. But you are given the opportunity because we know that together we can grow it and make it big and strong. So if the only reason you are refusing to work is because I gave a suggestion, regardless of whatever suggestion you gave, because sometimes you've given a suggestion, but it cannot be implemented. It cannot be implemented. Sometimes you've given a suggestion, but it cannot be implemented, and because of that, you don't want to work there. I think that then you are in the wrong place. So these two phrases don't sit well at interviews where you have not yet been accepted into the company. The first being that I don't like to be rebuked in public, even though you'll be doing whatever you're doing in public, and the second is that I don't like a place where my suggestions are not taken. You are not being employed for suggestions. You are being employed for work. Come and work. As you work, those suggestions can come out, but not before you get onto the job. All right. Number 22 says, apply for a job within your scope. If not, be ready to do what the job requires and not what you think. So apply for a job within your scope. If you are not applying for a job within your scope, be ready to do what the job requires. Don't be an engineer that applies for a teaching job and doesn't want to do what the teaching job demands, or what the rules and regulations and ethics of the teaching job are. So that's why I said, do a lot of background study. Do a lot of searching around. Ask yourself that, do I want to do this? But don't come and be there and then say that, no, I can't do this. This I can't do. When you knew, after your research, that this is what it is. Another thing most people do, by my experience, is that when they come for the interview, even after you've told them what the job entails, because they want the job, they say yes. Immediately they get the job, they stop doing exactly what they said they would do. So apply for something within your scope. Something that doesn't take you away from something that doesn't make you uncomfortable is what I'm saying. So if you know that you cannot do this job and the ethics are not something you can comply with, then I would rather you don't do it at all than say that you can and know that you will.
Like the deer's feet, and he will make me walk on higher mountains. A highway shall be there, and it shall be called the way of holiness. Hallelujah.
Cracks in my soul, pride in my heart, lust in my soul, sensual within. I call on my Lord just for a power. Jesus, help me, cleanse me from sin. He says, yes, he says, Jesus says, walk on, don't look back. He says, walk on, don't turn around. He says, walk on, take my hand and walk on, just walk on, don't look back. He says, walk on, don't turn around. He says, walk on, take my hand and walk on, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the valley of the shadow of death, comfort me, you comfort me. Walk on, don't look back. He says, walk on, don't turn around. He says, walk on, take my hand and walk on, don't look back. He says, walk on, don't turn around. He says, walk on, take my hand and walk on, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand,